the exhaust gases have to be expelled to the atmosphere. So there are four important strokes. One is suction stroke. The second one is the expansion stroke, the compression stroke. And the third one is the expansion stroke. And fourth one is exhaust stroke. So here you can see this particular thing is called the top dead center, TDC, and this is called bottom dead center, or simply we can say it is BDC. It is also called as cover end and it is called crank end and cover end. Whatever you can name TDC or cover end and BDC or the crank end. Now during this suction stroke, what happens? The pistons start to move from top to bottom. It will be moving from top to the bottom. So during this, the inlet valve will be open and exhaust valve will be closed. This is inlet valve and this is the exhaust valve, and this will be closed, and the piston moving from top dead center to the bottom dead center. And during this particular stroke, what happens? The fresh air and fuel mixture will be entering into the engine cylinder. So here the inlet will be opened and the exhaust will be closed, and the fuel will be fresh air and petrol mixture. Petrol plus air mixture, it is called fuel, will be entering into the cylinder. This entry of air and fuel mixture will take place until this particular piston is reaching to the bottom dead center. So this is called as a suction stroke. This is called as suction stroke. Suction stroke. Now let me come to the compression stroke. So during this stroke, what happens? Already the fuel is there inside. The piston is at the bottom dead center. Okay, and during the stroke, it is the inlet valve is closed and exhaust valve is closed. Both will be closed, and the pistons start to move from bottom dead center to the top dead center. And during this, what happens? The compression takes place. So you can see that, for example, if I say the compression ratio is 1:10, if you say this particular thing, you are going to divide it into 10 equal parts. For example, this particular part is 1/10 of this particular volume. Then the piston is coming up to this position. This is called as 1:10 ratio. So like this, in petrol engine and the diesel engine, a proper compression ratio will be maintained. If you take the diesel engine, the compression ratio will be 1:16 to 1:20, the ratio. And if you take the petrol engine, it will be 1:12 to 1:14, like this. Okay. And during this stroke, what happens? The piston moves from here to this position, and this is called as compression stroke. The total fuel is compressed. So what happens? The fuel will be agitated inside. That means whatever the air and fuel mixture has been taken, it is compressed. It will be attaining a particular temperature, and the volume will be decreased, the pressure will be increased, and the temperature will be increased. And due to this, it will be attaining a proper the mixture. The mixture will be homogeneous. So whatever the point you take within this engine cylinder, the quality of the mixture will be similar throughout the entire cylinder within this space. So this is called as the compression stroke. And here it is going from bottom dead center to the top dead center. And if you go to the expansion stroke, if you come to the expansion stroke, already during the previous stroke, what happens? The inlet valve was closed, the exhaust valve was closed, and the piston was moved up to this position, and the fuel was within this particular passage, it is compressed and it has attained high temperature, high pressure with lesser volume. Okay, at this particular end of the stroke, what happens, even this position also, the inlet valve is closed, the exhaust valve is closed, and here very important term which you come across, it is a spark plug. A spark plug will be there. This is called a spark plug. Spark plug. And at the end of the stroke, what happens? The piston start to move from the it is ready to move from top dead center to the bottom dead center. Top dead center to the bottom dead center. Okay. And at the end of the stroke, what happens? The spark will develop a spark. The spark plug will be developed in the spark. Already it has attained high pressure, high temperature with lesser volume, and the pressure is also more. What happens? Due to this, the combustion starts here. The combustion of the fuel starts. So due to this combustion, what happens? It will try to explode, it will try to expand. So forcibly the work will be done on the piston head. Forcibly work will be done on the piston head, so that the piston start to move from top dead center to the bottom dead center. And this particular movement is called as power stroke. Power stroke. And here this is what the power will be developed in the engine cylinder. So during the suction stroke, there is no power developed. The power already it has been developed during the previous cycle. It will be part of it will be utilized. And during the compression stroke, again the power will not be developed. The piston will be moving from bottom dead center to the top dead center. And for this compression also, some part of the power which was developed earlier, that will be utilized. And during this expansion stroke, the actual work will be done on the piston head. So because of the sudden expansion of the fuel, the combustion will takes place. So due to this, the expansion will takes place, and this is called as working stroke or the power stroke. Working stroke or power stroke. And now next, after this, next let me come to the exhaust stroke. So during this exhaust stroke, what happens? The inlet valve is also closed. Inlet valve is closed, and exhaust valve will be opened. Here you can see that as soon the piston is reaching to the bottom dead center, the exhaust valve will be opened. The exhaust valve will be opened, but the combustion product will not go outside. The pressure of this combustion product will fall down nearly to the atmospheric pressure, but this will not be flowing out. And during this the expansion stroke, what happens? The piston will start to move from the bottom dead center to the top dead center. It will be moving from bottom dead center to the top dead center. Already the combustion product which is there inside, and already this exhaust valve also opened. What happens? While it is moving, this particular the combustion product will be expelled to the atmosphere. This will be enter into the atmospheric. Okay, this will be going out of. So these are the 4 important stroke of the petrol 4-stroke petrol engine. Now here one thing which I told you, during this working stroke the power will be developed, and during this suction stroke, compression stroke, and the exhaust stroke,